Welcome to another story made by Oracle when the lights went out in the middle of my sentence. I remember that moment with absolute clarity because the darkness felt deliberate, as if someone had flipped a switch not on the room but on the world itself. My phone glowed faintly in my hand, the single surviving source of light in my apartment. Outside, everything was swallowed by blackness. The hum of the refrigerator stopped. The ceiling fan froze, and silence pressed down like a living thing. I was texting my girlfriend, Mia. Me. Guess what the landlord did this time? I hadn't even finished the sentence when the power went out. I sighed, shaking my head. Typical. The grid had been unreliable all week. I thumbed another message. Me. Power's out again. I'll text you once it's back. Her reply came almost instantly. Mia. I know. It went out here too. That was strange. She lived across town, in another neighborhood. Different substations, different lines. Me. Weird coincidence. You okay? Mia. Yeah, just dark. Too quiet. I chuckled softly and lit a candle. Its flickering light barely reached the walls. My reflection warped in the window, pale face, dark eyes, and behind me, just the motionless shadows of furniture. Me. Light a candle. Pretend it's romantic. Mia. I did. Me. Good. I'll come over if it stays out too long. Mia. No. Stay there. I frowned. That wasn't like her. Me. Why not? Mia. Just don't. It's safer. A chill rippled up my spine. Me. What's that supposed to mean? No response. I waited, the seconds dragging into a full minute. My phone vibrated again. Mia. Sorry. Just nerves. I thought I saw something move in the hallway. I hesitated before replying. Me. You're alone, right? Mia. I thought so. I stood up, staring at her words. The candle flickered violently, sending twisted shadows crawling up the walls. I could hear the faint wind pressing against the windows, whispering through the cracks. Me. Lock your door. I'll call you. Mia. Don't call. It's too loud. Me. What do you mean? Mia. I can hear the ringing from here. I stared at the screen, confused. The network was dead, no signal. I wasn't even sure how the texts were going through. Me. You're joking, right? No answer. I waited, pacing the floor. My reflection shifted in the window again, and for a heartbeat, I thought it blinked. I turned around sharply. Nothing. Just the candlelight quivering on the table. My phone buzzed again. Mia. I think there's someone outside. I rushed to the window. The street below was empty. The blackout had consumed everything. Not even the faint orange glow of the city in the distance. Me. What do they look like? Mia. I don't know. It's too dark. But they're moving closer. I typed fast. Me. Stay quiet. Don't let them know you're there. Mia. It's too late. They already looked at me. My pulse hammered. I could almost hear it in my ears. Me. I'm coming. Mia. No. Don't come. Please. Me. I can't just sit here. Mia. It's not safe. Me. What's not safe? Mia. The lights. When they come back on, don't move. I stopped breathing for a second. Me. Mia, you're scaring me. Mia. Promise me. When the lights come on, don't move. I didn't answer. My mind was trying to find logic in what she was saying. Fear, panic, maybe she was imagining things. Then another text appeared. Mia. It's in your apartment too. My heart froze. I stared at the words until my vision blurred. Me. What are you talking about? Mia. Behind you. My throat went dry. I turned slowly. Nothing but my own shadow. My knees felt weak, but I forced a laugh. Me. Funny. No reply. I typed again. Me. Mia? A pause. Then. Mia. Who said my name? My hand trembled so hard I dropped the phone. It hit the floor with a dull thud, the candlelight shaking in its glass. I picked the phone back up. The screen flickered, glitched, then went white for a second before restoring the chat. My most recent message was gone. Replaced with something else. Me. I can see you. I didn't type that. Me. Did you send that from my phone? Mia. What? No. You just texted me. Me. No, I didn't. Mia. Then who did? I didn't have an answer. My mind reeled through possibilities, hackers, system glitch, prank, but nothing made sense. I stared at the timestamp. It was sent exactly when the candle had flickered. I typed again. Me. I'm coming to you. Mia. Don't. You're not you anymore. The air in the room seemed to thicken, pressing down on my chest. My reflection in the window no longer mimicked my movements exactly, it lagged behind by half a second. Then it smiled. The phone vibrated again. Mia. It's behind your eyes now. My vision blurred, a low hum building in my ears. The reflection moved again, twitching unnaturally. I backed away until I hit the wall. Mia, please tell me what's happening. Mia. You shouldn't have texted me. It travels through the signal. I looked at the phone. The screen flickered between my messages and static. Words formed and dissolved too quickly to read. Then another message appeared, but it wasn't from Mia. Unknown. I never left. The letters warped, stretching across the screen like veins. My hands went cold. I tried to turn the phone off, but the screen stayed lit. Me. Who is this? Unknown. You brought me back when you reached out in the dark. I dropped the phone again, heart pounding. My mind raced back through the blackout. Had I touched something? Had I connected to some network I shouldn't have? The candle went out. The darkness was complete. I couldn't even see my own hands. Then the phone's light blinked back on by itself, casting a sickly glow on the room. The text thread kept updating by itself. Unknown. You talk through light. You call through signal. You never think about what answers. Unknown. Now I can see. I stumbled toward the door, fumbling for the handle. It wouldn't turn. It felt warm to the touch, pulsing faintly like it had a heartbeat. The hum in my ears grew louder. I glanced at the phone again. Mia. It's not me anymore. I screamed her name into the dark, but only silence came back. Then, faintly, the phone buzzed again. Unknown. I can use her face. I bolted to the window, ready to climb out if I had to. But outside, the blackout wasn't total anymore. Far down the street, lights flickered on, one building at a time. Except the light didn't look right. It shimmered unnaturally, bending the shadows the wrong way. The hum in the air deepened into something almost like breathing. I backed away, clutching the dead phone to my chest. My reflection in the window leaned forward even though I hadn't moved. It mouthed something. Don't move when the lights come back on. The building lights surged, filling the room with blinding brightness. I froze. Every instinct screamed at me to run, to move, to do something, but I remembered her warning. I stayed perfectly still, heart slamming in my chest. The reflection smiled wider. It raised its hand when I didn't. Then it pressed that hand against the glass and began to push through. The surface rippled like water. I couldn't breathe. I didn't move. The lights flickered once more, and in that strobe of darkness, something cold brushed the back of my neck. I wanted to turn around so badly it hurt. My muscles twitched. The hum built to a piercing whine. Then silence. The light snapped off again. Total blackness. My phone buzzed one last time. Mia. It's over. I exhaled shakily, tears stinging my eyes. I typed back with trembling fingers. Me. What happened? Are you okay? The dots appeared as if she was typing. Mia. Come to me. Relief flooded me. I ran to grab my jacket and keys. The door opened this time without resistance. The hallway outside was pitch dark but silent. I moved quickly, down the stairs, out into the street. The air was still. The stars were faint, and in the distance, I could see her building. It looked normal. I reached her door and knocked. No answer. I texted her again. Me. I'm outside. Mia. Doors open. I turned the handle. It creaked slowly inward. The smell hit me first, old dust, metal, and something faintly burned. Her apartment was empty. The candles were melted to stubs. Me. Where are you? Mia. Bedroom. I stepped inside, the floorboards whispering beneath my shoes. I pushed open the bedroom door. There she was, sitting on the bed, facing away from me. Her hair was loose, her shoulders stiff. Mia? I whispered. She turned slowly. Her eyes gleamed in the half-light. But something about them was wrong. Too wide, too still. She smiled. You came. I took a step back. What happened to you? You brought it here. Her voice was quiet, detached, as if she were reciting something she'd memorized. It followed the light. What followed? It doesn't have a name. It lives between signals. Every time we send words through the dark, it listens. Every time a light flickers, it learns how to open. She stood up. The way she moved, jerky, uncertain, made my skin crawl. Mia, we can get help. She tilted her head. You can't help what isn't alive. I froze. She smiled again, too wide this time. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand. I looked down. A message had appeared. Unknown. You're home now. I backed away toward the door, but she, or it, moved faster than I thought possible. Her hand closed around my wrist, ice cold and impossibly strong. Stay, she whispered. It's your turn to listen. The lights went out again. Her grip tightened. Then I heard my phone buzz in my pocket. I pulled it out with my free hand. The screen lit up. Me. I can see you. My blood ran cold. I hadn't typed that. I dropped the phone. When I looked back up, her face was inches from mine, eyes wide and empty, her mouth open in a silent scream. The air around us trembled. Then everything went dark. I woke up to light, bright, white, sterile. I was lying in my own bed. My phone was on the nightstand, dead. The clock blinked 12 o'clock. The blackout was over. I sat up slowly, checking my arms for bruises, my hands for burns. Nothing. Just sweat, cold and clammy. I grabbed my phone and plugged it in. The screen came to life. My chat with Mia was gone. The thread was empty. I called her. No answer. I tried again. Still nothing. I turned on the TV. Every channel was static. I switched to the news app. The top headline made my breath catch. Local woman found dead during blackout. Authorities believe she died instantly when a surge hit the electrical line. I stared at her picture. Mia's picture, smiling, alive. The timestamp said it happened just before midnight. Around the same time she told me not to move. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number. I hesitated before opening it. Unknown. Don't worry. I'll keep her phone warm. I dropped it. The screen stayed lit, showing my reflection. But it wasn't my reflection, it was smiling. That's when the lights flickered again. And in the half-second of brightness before the dark returned, I saw her standing in the doorway, eyes glowing with static, phone in her hand, whispering something I couldn't hear. The light went out for good. For more stories, like and subscribe.